My name is Alisa. I am 69 years old and I live in the United States. Today, people look at me and call me strong, independent, and inspiring. They see a woman who smiles, who speaks with confidence, who helps others. But what they do not see is the long road that brought me here. What they do not know is that divorce, the very thing people fear the most, saved my life. For many, divorce means only pain, shame, and failure. For me, it became the door to freedom. This is my story. It is not a perfect story. It is a painful one, a real one, but it is also a hopeful one. I want to tell you about the life I thought was everything and how that life almost destroyed me. I was married for most of my life. When I entered my marriage, I was young and full of dreams. I believed in love the way movies show it. I believed marriage meant safety, companionship, and respect. I entered my husband's house as a bride who wanted to give her best. At first, I did everything with love. I cooked meals, cleaned the house, pressed his clothes, and took care of every small detail. I thought this was what a good wife did. People praised me and said, "She takes such good care of her husband." Slowly, those praises became my identity. I stopped asking myself what I wanted. I stopped listening to my own needs. I started believing that my worth came from how well I served him. From the first morning of my marriage to the last day I lived with him, my life followed the same pattern. I woke up thinking about his needs. I slept, worrying about his moods. I cooked 3 meals a day, even when I was tired or sick. I pressed his shirt so carefully that not a single wrinkle remained. I cleaned every corner of the house because I did not want him to be upset. I told myself this was love. I told myself sacrifice was part of marriage. I believed that if he was happy, then I was happy too. That belief was so deep inside me that I never questioned it. I never imagined life could be different. I did not buy clothes for myself without asking him. I did not meet friends freely. I always informed him where I was going and when I would return. My days belonged to him. My time belonged to him. Even my thoughts belonged to him. Sometimes I felt tired. Sometimes I felt invisible. But I pushed those feelings away. I told myself, this is normal. This is how marriages are. I did not know I was trapped because I had never seen freedom. There were moments when I wanted to speak, moments when my heart felt heavy and I wanted him to ask me how I was. But he never did. When I tried to talk, he seemed busy, distracted, or uninterested. Slowly, I learned to stay silent. I learned to swallow my words. I learned to smile even when I felt empty inside. Silence became my habit, and loneliness became my companion. I remember one day very clearly. I had a high fever. My body was weak, my head was spinning, and my hands were shaking. All I wanted was to lie down and rest. But he asked me to press his white shirt. I stood there in front of the ironing board with tears in my eyes. My hands trembled as I pressed the cloth. I hoped he would notice. I hoped he would say, "Leave it. You need rest." Instead, he looked at the shirt and said, "Don't leave wrinkles." Something broke inside me that day. Not loudly, not suddenly, but quietly. Still, I said nothing. I told myself, this is my duty. Years passed like this. Day after day, the same routine. Wake up, cook, clean, serve, sleep. Again and again. I forgot what I liked. I forgot what made me smile. I forgot who I was before marriage. People outside thought we had a perfect life. They called me lucky. That word hurt me deeply, because inside, I felt lost and empty. I kept hoping that one day he would see my love, that one day he would thank me. I waited for years. That day never came. Then, one evening, everything changed. He sat at the table with a serious face. I thought he was upset about work. I gently asked if he wanted tea. He shook his head and said, "I want a divorce." At first, I laughed nervously because I thought he was joking. How could he leave after so many years? But his face did not change. My hands began to shake. My voice broke. I begged him. I said we could fix things. I promised to change. I promised to do more, even though I had already given everything. But he did not listen. He said he was tired. He said he wanted freedom. Those words felt like poison. Tired of what? I had lived for him. I had erased myself for him. That night, I cried like a child. I held his hands and begged him not to leave, but he pulled away. The man I had built my life around was walking away, and I could not stop him. I felt helpless, weak, and broken. In the days that followed, I tried everything. I cooked his favorite meals. I spoke softly. I prayed. I believed he would change his mind. But he didn't. Divorce papers came. When I signed them, my tears fell onto the page. My marriage ended with a few strokes of a pen. Decades of sacrifice were gone in a moment. After he left, the house felt like a grave. I walked through rooms like a ghost. I touched his clothes in the closet and cried. I sat at the table and looked at his empty chair. Nights were unbearable. I hugged pillows, pretending they were him. I blamed myself. I felt worthless. I believed my life was over. For 6 months, I lived in darkness. I stopped eating properly. I stopped answering calls. I avoided people. My mind whispered cruel words, telling me I was old, useless, and unwanted. I believed those lies. But even in that darkness, a small voice inside me refused to die. It whispered, "You are still alive." One day, I stood in front of the mirror and asked a question that changed everything. Who am I without him? I had no answer, but the question stayed. I remembered the woman I once was. I cried for myself. That day, I wrote one sentence in a notebook. I am still here. That sentence became my lifeline. Slowly, I began taking small steps. I cooked a meal just for myself. I remembered that I once loved sewing. I found my old needles and thread and began again. Each stitch healed me. A neighbor noticed my work and paid me for it. That small money meant dignity. It meant independence. My work grew. My confidence grew. I earned, saved, and invested in myself. Women respected me. I helped others. I found purpose. I found peace. One evening, the past came knocking. Richard returned. He said he was sorry. He said he wanted to come back. Years ago, I would have begged him to stay. But now, I was different. I forgave him. But I chose myself. I told him I could not go back. He left again. This time, I stood tall. Today, I live with peace. Divorce did not destroy me. It gave me back my life. I am Alisa, and I am enough.